to finish this module, I'll show you some other interesting ways that you can move around the file. We've got /pattern. Now this is your find facility. This is how you find text in your document. You type in a /, then you type in the text that you're looking for, and then you press enter, and you will be scrolled then to the point where your cursor is resting on the first letter of the first instance after where you were of that particular pattern. It won't be the first one in the file, it'll be the first one after wherever you started from. Let's say I wanted to look for the next instance of the word body. I would type in /, and notice the / appears in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. So when you type in the word that you're looking for, in this case body, it appears after the / in the bottom left hand corner. Now I press enter, and the cursor is now flashing on the first instance of the word body in this document. Now in this clever version of enhanced Vi or improved Vi called Vim, it also does the wonderful thing of highlighting all the instances of the word that you're looking for. So body is not only got the cursor resting on it, it's also highlighted. But you probably won't see that in your version of Vi. But that's a very nice thing to be able to do. Once you've specified that you want to search for a particular pattern, you can use N to move to the next occurrence, or capital N to move to the previous occurrence of that same pattern. So if I wanted to search for the next occurrence of the word body in my document, then I would simply type in N, and I'll do that now, N. Okay, so there's another instance of the word body, N again, and again, N again, 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 and now I'm just near the bottom of the file. So what do you think is going to happen if I press N again when there's no more instances in the file? Well, it wraps around and goes back up to the top. That is the default behavior for searching in Vi. That is changeable, by the way. You can set that as one of your options. We'll learn all about setting options in the last module in this chapter. So what else can we do? Well, we can use W to go forward one word, or 5W to go forward 5 words, of course. We can use B to go back one word. Let's have a look at that. Okay, I'll just hit W a few times. W, 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 W. Notice that punctuation is treated as a word, or I could do 20W, and it jumps down to the end of the next line, which is obviously 20 words away. Again, I can type in B, 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 B. Notice it's sitting on a comma there, that's the beginning of a word. B, and so on. Another useful and very interesting option in Vi, which is not available in most text editors, is you can use the %, that is actually a %, believe it or not, to find a matching bracket. If you're sitting on any of those types of brackets, square brackets, round brackets, or curly brackets, then you can use the % to find the one that corresponds to it, if there is one. And if there isn't one, it'll probably just beep at you. So here I am sitting in the document, sitting on a bracket, and if I type in the %, it takes me to the corresponding bracket. And if I type in bracket again, it takes me back to the other one. %, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sadly, for HTML designers, there is no matching facility for angle brackets, or as you might call them, less than and greater than signs. So if I did a % on this bracket here, it just beeps at me. The less than and greater than brackets are not considered real brackets as far as Vi is concerned. There is an interesting option in C to move to the next or previous C function. Now, if you're not a C programmer, then you won't know what a C function is. If you are a C function, this is an extremely useful facility. But for most people, they'll just simply use it to move to the top and bottom of the file. Let me show you. Now I'll use a pair of left square brackets. 1, 2, jumps to the beginning of the file. I'll use a pair of right square brackets, jumps to the end of the file. So you can think of those as useful ways to jump to the beginning and end of the file if you're not a C programmer. Finally, you can use M to mark a line with a label, and the label is one of the characters A to Z. So you can add 26 different labels to your document. You can think of them as little bookmarks in your document. If you've got a very long document, you might find a spot that you want to come back to, so you can mark it. And you might find that it's useful to choose a letter that corresponds to the thing that you're marking. So if you found the beginning of the index of the document, you might like to say MI, I for index. Or if you find a useful table in the document, you might mark that with MT. You've obviously got to remember what you've marked what with. And also notice that if you close out of Vi and come back into Vi, all your bookmarks will have been cleared. So your bookmarks, or your little markers, whatever you want to call them, are only valid for the current Vi session. Anyway, let me give you an example of that. Before I do, I'll show you how you can jump to a bookmark. Use quote and then the name of the bookmark. So go to the line labelled with whatever that was, quote T or quote I or quote A. I'll now mark this. This is the body tag in the document, so I'll mark that with MB. I'm choosing B arbitrarily as B for body. Now if I scroll on through the document, doesn't matter where I go. Now, doesn't matter where I am, I can type in quote B and it takes me back to the body tag because I've marked it with a B. Incidentally, you can type in quote quote to take you back to the last place that you jumped from. And that place doesn't have to be marked, it's just wherever you were when you jumped to your bookmark. So you can use 26 different bookmarks in your document if you want, you just have to remember what they all are. Well, that's all the ways that I can think of that are useful for moving around within a document.